I'm going to talk to you about the benefits of ayahuasca, okay, as opposed to, some would say, you know, the Western medication, the prescription medication, i.e. the doctors. For me, the problem I was having was depression, anxiety, leading to, I was unhappy. Many years I was taking prescribed medications, antidepressants.
Can you name a few?
A few, yes. Zoloft, Luvox, quetiapine, Prozac, you name it, Valium.
Suppose you're like a pharmacy.
Yeah, I was a bit like a pharmacy. Yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, it didn't help me.
How many years was it?
Many years, possibly on this medication for 10 years.
Okay.
And, you know, I was on it every day.
So it didn't help?
The only thing it did was mask the side effects from my mental illness, as they call it.
And what was the reason, actually? You say mental illness.
Well, I say mental illness, that's what the doctors will call it. It's basically I was unhappy. Things in my life did not seem right. They never did. You know, I was unhappy about lining up on the highway every morning, sitting in traffic, just to and from work every day, just wondering, you know, why are we slaves? And you know, it just felt wrong in my heart, and that's what I was fighting with my head, was what I wanted to do in my heart, and basically I was depressed. And the medication is not only addictive, it is actually detrimental to your health. So a few years ago, I found out about ayahuasca medicine.
So obviously you were looking for help.
I was looking for a solution. I was looking for help.
Solution.
I'd seen the psychologist, the psychiatrist, my general practitioner who got sick of seeing me. It just got worse and worse, you know, to the extent where I didn't want to do it anymore. Okay, life was not good for me. So I was just looking for a solution. Now, I basically extended all my options the best I could, but then I found out about ayahuasca medicine. Now, ayahuasca is traditionally drunk in a ceremonial environment, i.e. in the Malacca, with a shaman, and you know, you usually have a couple of people helping you out because the medicine makes you a bit dizzy, and the purging effect you have from the medicine, which cleans your body, can be quite strong. So yeah, it does require a bit of help. You can't just go home and do it on a Friday night with your mates. It's definitely not a recreational drug. Anyone who calls it a drug is wrong, and they've never done it, because to me it doesn't offer any pleasure physically at all.
It almost feels like you never do it, you never want to do it again.
No,
right?
You'll drink it and you'll think, I never want to do that again. Why did I do this? I'm crazy. I'll never do it again. This is the worst decision I've ever made. At the start, you'll say that. You know, 40 minutes in, you might say that. An hour in, you might say that. The duration of it lasts up to about 4 to 5 hours, so it is quite a lengthy period of time. So yeah, okay, we'll talk about one of my experiences. Every time I do it, it opens me up that little bit more to truth, to reality, to nature, to what is. Now, it had success within 3 ceremonies. It changed my whole perception on things. It removed my anxiety and my dependency to these prescription medications.
And it's been a year from now.
Yeah, it's been a year now. No medications at all.
You even quit smoking?
Yes, I quit smoking. No desire for any of these things. Everyone's like, oh, you know, yes, drinking's fun, you know. But what ayahuasca does, it shows you the truth and the reality of what you're doing to yourself when you do these things. Now, it's not a truth like you hear someone talking to you, oh, you know, it's bad, you shouldn't do these things. They don't talk to you like that. They show you and it is an undeniable truth. It's not something you can bluff off as, oh, that's bullshit. It's nothing like that. It goes straight to your core, and it changes you. It changes you.
So could you go more into detail as to what happens during the ceremony? Like when you drink the brew, what happens next?
Okay, you drink the brew. Well, you go and sit back down in your positioned area in the Maloka. You have your bucket and your toilet paper with you because it can get a bit full on. But you just try and relax. Okay, that's the key. You try and relax.
You kind of meditate, right?
Try and meditate.
Yeah.
Clear your mind for the now and just fill your heart with. Try and fill it with love, and that'll come into play later while you try and do that. So yeah, you'll sit back on your mattress, just relax, and you just try, meditate, if you will, and just wait for the medicine to kick in. It's easy to start your mind wondering, oh, what am I going to see, you know, and you get a little bit nervous about what's coming. It is a very visual medicine. Okay, you do see a lot of visions throughout the duration of it. Okay, so about half hour in, you start to feel the medicine kick in. For me, every person's experience is unique, but for me, it was extremely intense on my physical, very intense. I purged a lot, I vomited a lot. It didn't come out of the back end of me, which is good. I'm grateful for that. I didn't have to get up, I could just throw up in my bucket. Within the first 40 minutes, I was seeing quite strong.
So you got two dogs here?
Two dogs that are knocking the camera over.
Yeah. No, they will. Okay,
yeah,
one.
Another one.
And two.
And two.
Okay.
Yeah, so where was I? Yeah, okay, so about 40 minutes in.
You vomit?
I was vomiting a lot. It was good, I got everything out. But I was having visions of geometrical shapes and patterns all around me. You couldn't escape it. It was very intense.
But I suppose that's not the objective, right?
That's not the objective. Okay, the medicine DMT is basically naturally occurring in the brain, as you probably know if you've researched into this. DMT gets released into your brain on 2 reasons, 2 points of your life, and that's when you're born and when you die. Now, so they say when you start seeing the geometrical patterns, that is the DMT being absorbed into your body, and basically it is now opening you up and exposing you to what's known as the spiritual realm, the energy realm, the realm you can't see in this third dimension with your own eyes. It is the realm your spirit comes from. Okay, you've been there before, and when you get back there through the use of ayahuasca, you're like, oh my God, yes, of course, this is right. Of course it is. This is where I'm from. You know, it's quite interesting.
Just, I suppose, people shouldn't be scared to talk about spirit.
Yeah, that's one thing you've got to desensitize yourself to. You're working with spirits. Now, yes, a lot of skeptics out there, and I don't believe in ghosts or whatever. However, when you're working with spirits, the first time it can be a little bit daunting, a little bit overwhelming. It definitely was for me. They first come into you and you start communicating with them. It's like having a big spider on you. You don't know whether to run out or whether just to let it happen. But yeah, once you relax and you start communicating with them, because they're all around you, you can see them, you can feel them. They feel what you feel. You can't lie to them. You know, they know all about you. They know exactly what's wrong with you, and they know exactly how to fix you. And they did with me. They did. So. Is
it like they answer like you ask a question and they answer, or how does it work?
Absolutely, but you're not talking to them. You have a connection. Basically, you connect with them through emotion, through your heart, and they talk to you, and you respond back It's like a conversation. It's
like it happens without you wanting it to happen.
yeah, absolutely.
It just happens for you.
It happens. You know, you don't have to do anything. You just sitting there on your mat. But you freely communicate with them, and that's why they're there. They're there to help you. They only have love for you. There is, you know, spirits, people involved with fear.
So you said it was about geometrical patterns, then you saw some spirits, and what happened next?
Basically, as the medicine over time it got stronger, the experience intensified. You know, the energy realm became more and more apparent. It was hard for me to say where this place was, but you know, some people have different names for it. You know, heaven, the afterlife, whatever you want to call it. Hey Kev, could you not now, please, mate? Cheers. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, so there's a few names for this place. Now, when you're in this place, you're existing.
You know what that is. When you're there.
When you're there, you know what it is. Okay. There are no questions. But trying to describe this place, it's trying to describe a different dimension with the third dimension mind. It's a beautiful place. All right, from what I can say, it's the energy realm is a beautiful place. The spirits that are there, that are communicating with you, it's just pure love, and whatever you've done, whatever help you need, they'll always guide you with love. And
so they automatically address your problems.
They address your problems.
Your health issues, your questions.
Your fears,
right.
Everything.
Yeah, they know you're there. They know already you're there.
They know.
And they know that you would come, right? There.
Yeah, that's right. They already knew. Okay, when I got there, they knew I was coming. They showed me. They knew I was coming. They knew exactly what was wrong with me.
They knew what you did in your life.
They knew what I did in my life.
They don't judge.
They don't judge. They love. They forgive. They just guide you. And love is an understatement. It's not the same love that I would say here. That, you know, you love people, you love your parents, and you do. But it's pure love there, and it is, to me, or was a very substantial difference. So. Yeah.
And what happened next?
Okay, well, they showed me my problem was with anxiety and depression, and they understood why. For me, I was going through life caring too much about what other people thought of me, and I was just rushing to get jobs done to keep other people happy, and it was just a snowballing effect of stress and work, and it was that's what they spoke to me about, and they showed me at a better pace, a better speed I could travel at, and just they showed me the vastness of everything, and nothing matters the way I thought it did. Everything that was getting to me in life doesn't actually matter, and they showed me exactly why. It was a very good experience, actually. A very good eye-opener. So.
And what was the thing that changed everything for you?
The one
like
thing.
The shocking thing, or.
Yeah. The one thing that changed for me was on the third time I drank the tea. I was in the realm with everyone, whoever it was, all the spirits, everyone that loved me and communicated with me. But I had a little bit more tea that night. So basically, when I was in the realm, I kept moving. The experience again intensified. Now, I was lying in a dark room, but then everything started to shake. The bright light appeared, my eyes were closed. Very bright light, very noisy, very shaky. a feeling it was getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And then I felt, well, basically my conscious starts to separate even more from my body. Completely separate. Like when you're in the realm and in ayahuasca, you still have some sort of ability to connect with your body. But this one time, the light kept coming and I kept moving towards it. My energy, spirit, whatever you want to call it, was popping and simply breaking away from my body, and everything was shaking, getting louder and louder, and then to the light, and then all of a sudden, that was it. There was nothing. I was nothing. I was a consciousness that existed in, well, somewhere in the darkness, this universe, whatever you want to call it. And before me was a bright ball of energy. Now this bright ball of energy, how do you say it? It was the source of energy to all living things and everything in the universe.
Well,
it was the source of energy.
There's the source of energy. That's what we people on Earth call God, actually, right?
Yes, that is how it approached me. Basically, this ball of energy, it gave me a few things. Okay, first, it showed me everything I'd done wrong in my life. And basically it was like a red card that was held up, and on this red card was all the pills and all the bad things that I'd put into my body, and that it didn't like that. And when this card came up and I was before this source, I felt such shame and such embarrassment, and like you would not believe. And yeah, so I had to, well, basically be judged. that's exactly what it felt like. Exactly what it felt like. I was judged. But it automatically forgives you. It doesn't discuss anything. You can't lie to it. You can't talk your way out of it. It just is. It knows everything about you. It's been with you every step of your life. And it showed me that I was always going to be here at that time, talking to it.
And I think it means you realize that there is no coincidence.
There was no coincidences. Everything that happened in my life, I was shown to me, was meant to happen in the exact order and time it did happen. So there was no coincidences.
Did God show you the right path?
Yes.
Because that was your question, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I say he. It's not really a he. It's not really a she.
It's a ball.
It's a ball.
Okay.
It's a very powerful ball. Very impressive. Very impressive. He showed me a few things about my life that I needed to know. It showed me what it is, basically, by making me feel what it feels. Now, God, the source energy, is the energy that possesses everything that is alive. Consciousness, is the sole source of energy. It is the sole consciousness to everything. It is one. We are one. We are one energy. And it was probably the most unbelievable experience I have ever felt in my life, being connected to everything at the same time. Now, I'm not saying that to be funny. Literally, I was connected to every living thing at the same time. I was aware of every living thing at the same time, and it was like a gift. It was like he gave me a gift for a brief moment in time. So, yeah, you know. On top of that, he showed me a few other things in my life. It showed me a girl that I was with at the same ceremony I was in. I was shown this girl, and I was shown that I had been with her before. Yeah. So basically, up until then, I didn't really know much about life before life. But it's true. It really is true. I had been with this woman, this energy, before this lifetime, and I was shown that. So that after all this happened, and I was shown the love of my life from a previous life, I was absolutely blown away. After the ceremony finished, that was it. I was lying in the Malacca, and I was just, oh my God, I cannot believe what just happened. You know, I literally just burst into nothing, went through the light, met God, and learnt a lot. And I was reunited with a woman that I'd been with before. And yeah, it's hard to believe. It's hard for her parents to believe. It's hard for my family to believe, but it's the truth.
Yeah, like, you know, we're not from the same country even.
Yeah. No,
it's kind of funny.
Right. Yeah. So
you can tell from his funny accent he's Australian.
Yes, I'm Australian, and she's got this Czech Republic accent going on.
And yeah, we're living in Peru.
We're now living in Peru, and we have a baby on the way.
And we don't have any visa in any country.
We don't have any visa in any country. No, that's a minor problem.
Yeah, just a digression.
Yeah. But end of the day, you can call me crazy, you can call me a liar. That's all right. But before all this happened, I too was a skeptic. Okay, I wasn't religious or anything like that. I know for a fact that I promise you there is a God.
It's not a man.
It's not a man with a beard. It's not. It is the soul energy source and consciousness of the universe. It is everything.
And controls everything.
And control. It is a beautiful thing. Humble, extremely humble. But yeah, he loves you. He is with you all the way. All the way.
And he's willing to help everyone who's ready, everyone who asks for help, everyone who seeks help.
He's listening, put it that way. He's definitely listening. So yeah, that's what ayahuasca is about. You know, it's about the connection. It's about love, and through this you heal. You get healed. Now, the medicine itself, yes, it has the alkaloids in it and it cleans your blood and it purges your body and it gets all the shit out of you and it's good for you. It clears your addictions. If you're on drugs, it clears all that shit. It makes you feel better. You got cancer, it'll subside it. If you got AIDS, it'll cure it. It really is a phenomenon. It is a gift from God, and I can't stress that enough. I can't stress that enough. You know, it really is a miracle. And it helped me to no end. So
I would just add that you were shown that you're, like, you know, a lot of people have a question what their mission or what their purpose is in life is. You know, that's actually what we, like, everyone is asking. What's the meaning? You know, what's the purpose? Why am I doing that? So, was your question answered?
It was.
When you had the appointment with God?
yeah, it was, you know. I asked, I said, you know, what can I do? What do you want me to do? And he showed me, he said, this is the best thing you can do. You know, and he put it straight into me. You know, he didn't tell me with his almighty voice. It's not how it works. But he would like people to have this connection. He wants people to have this healing. Okay? He wants people to understand the truth and love, and people then will realise how disconnected they are from it. Now, this unwanted nature, you know, by a lot of people they call it unwanted nature, but this is life, okay, and it's lost. All right, love is lost. So he actually told you to reconnect people with help
him,
people reconnect with
and
ayahuasca,
open their
with
heart,
him, open their hearts, and heal themselves, reconnect
through love.
Through love. That's right.
It's so simple.
It is simple. It is simple.
Yeah. And as you said, you've told me once there was like all the universe is glued together or like holds together by
everything. I don't know what the scientists call it, whether dark energy or whatever. But the truth is, love is the true energy, the glue that holds everything together. There is only one thing that exists out there, out of this body, and that is love. There is no hate, there is no anger, there is no sadness. None of them are useful at all. The only thing that exists when you pass on is love. And I can guarantee you there is a God and there is a disembodied consciousness. You are conscious without a body after you die. It is not the end. Okay? That I can promise you.
So there was your ceremony that just showed you everything, and then now we are back in the real life after the ceremonies, after you went back home to Australia.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Well, after the ceremony, and I was reintroduced to my Katerina.
Who had a boyfriend at the time, by the way.
Who had a boyfriend. I went back to Australia. She went back to Czech Republic, and 3 days later she called me up and said she was coming to Australia, and 2 days after that there she was in Australia. So 5 days after South America we were in Australia together, and we've pretty much been together ever since.
Yeah.
You know, and I knew from that moment on, I remembered our love from the previous life, so it was hard for me to tell her the next day after the ceremony how much I loved her. I mean, it's a bit creepy.
Yeah, but he did, you know, and it was like, it was really funny because he was just standing there outside of the toilet, and he said, "I want to tell you something," you know, and I just remember that we have always been together, and I love you very much, and I know you will think I'm crazy. And I just looked at him and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I did think he was crazy, but you know, there was something and it needed to be explored, and it was in detail. And here we are 1 year later in Peru together with a daughter on the way in 4 months.
Yeah.
And absolutely happy.
Yeah, and I have God to thank for this, and ayahuasca. I'm no longer lining up on the highway popping my pills every day. Okay, I've seen the truth and the reality and the beauty of life now, and it's all thanks to ayahuasca. There are a lot of skeptics out there that say, oh, it's just you're hallucinating, it's just a drug, it's real to you, but that's not true. Well, I live in Australia. I don't know how I'm going to, you know, have the use of ayahuasca to help other people see the truth, see the connection, feel, you know, have the love and the healing they need. But things unraveled one after the other. It was like I had God's help. Everything fell into place. Everything. I ended up staying with Katerina in Czech Republic for a few months, and then ayahuasca came into our lives again. And basically, things just started happening. Doors started opening. We ended up getting a really cheap piece of property that came to us, and the workers and the builders, they came to us. And yeah, 6 months later, we have an ayahuasca retreat, and we're doing exactly that. So within a year of me meeting God, all this happened. It really is a miracle. It is a miracle, and it's true. If you follow your heart and what you want to do, then the universe will answer you. You just can't be afraid to follow your heart. People are afraid, you know. They go, oh, how am I going to pay the rent? Oh, you know, I've got the bills, I've got the mortgage and all this shit. But what they're doing is not really what they want to do. They're doing it because they think they need to. But if they just let go, stop rowing upstream, trust that when you follow your heart, everything's going to be all right. It might be tough along the way, but everything's going to be all right. God is with you.